lover. You are watching my very first tutorial. I am so excited to be sharing this with you guys. I hope you all know that I appreciate you watching and let me know what you think. So my very first step is always priming my face with Benefit POREfessional, and I'll put all the details down below in the description so that you guys can see all the products I'm using and the colors. And then I'm going in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer. And what I'm going to do in this step, instead of just going straight into highlighting, I'm going to use this step as just a concealing. So instead of like color correcting, I'm just going in with a concealer. So as you can see here, I'm just going in all of those same places that we're going to highlight later. Underneath the eye, I have a lot of dark circles, so that's why I really put a lot of concealer at this point. And then you're just going to go out to your other areas, the center of your forehead, down your nose. You're going to go on top of the lip, underneath the chin, on the sides where your contour is, underneath your contour. So this is just going to be like a double whammy. So like I said, we're just going to use this part to really conceal all of those things. You can even go in and like where I have the acne scars, you can go in and cover any acne scarring, or if you have like a really big pimple. And so here what I'm doing is I'm just blending everything out with the foundation brush. This is Real Techniques. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it's super, super cakey right here. So what I'm gonna do is just really try to get rid of all of that harsh lining that's left by just the application. And so it's just blending everything out, trying not to get too far away from the original shape. You can see the lines are still defined, even in this clip where I've already blended it out as well as I could. So now what I'm going to do on top of that is I'm going in with my Kat Von D foundation, which I love. If you're looking for anything super, super matte, this is it. To me, it looks so good on so many different skin tones and skin types. So I'm here to say that, yes, if you love, love, love matte, if you love a matte finish, this would be a good one for you. And another tip, just because of how full coverage this is, go ahead and with your beauty blender, just kind of wet it and you can kind of squeeze it out. That way it just rolls on so, so smooth. It makes it so much easier to blend it over the entire face. Definitely the buzzword of this video is blending. You have to blend every single step of the way. So I've speeded up all of my blending for you guys just because it would get really boring just watching that. But it does take a while. So you're just going to continue to blend until everything looks super, super smooth. You don't want any harsh lines left. This is not like our first step. We're going to really make sure that everything is super smooth and that the color just kind of fades into each other. You don't want anyone to see the lines where you contoured versus the lines where you highlight. So now what I'm doing is I'm putting in my highlight. I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette in Deep, and I'm using the lightest shade on it, and I'm going in over all of those same areas where you're going to conceal. You're now going to do your highlight. So it's going to help you to really, really, really get this pattern fixed in your head. And the more you practice, obviously, the smarter you get about how you do things. And you come up with new techniques. And to me, it's really, really, really about experimentation. So what I'm showing you guys is just the best way that I've experimented on my face to get such a flawless look. And I'm going in over all of those same areas where you're going to conceal. You're now going to do your highlight. So it's going to help you to really, really, really get this pattern fixed in your head. So what I'm doing right now is my favorite part of life. I'm baking. Not the kind you do in the oven. Obviously, by now, I'm sure you know what baking is. We're just going over all of those highlighted areas with translucent powder. And what that does is it really, really sets that highlight and makes it super, super luminous. So you're just going to go in, and I kind of even over exaggerate my highlight. I go a little bit outside of that original line. So I just leave out those huge chunks of contour on the side of my face below my cheekbones. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve out all of those areas that I didn't highlight, the areas I want to contour. And the reason why I go up in that kind of C shape is because I really like to accentuate the apples of my cheeks. It makes me feel very Janet Jackson. So I will continue to do it. Anything to look like Janet Jackson, right? So I'm just going on my forehead, and I'm really, really shading in my temples. The amount that you do this is going to depend on whether or not you have a big ass forehead. If you have a big ass forehead like me, you're going to want to really, really bring in that contour line tight. So then I just went on to contour my nose and contour a little bit on the sides of my face, below the lip, on the chin. So I'm, again, using my speedy blending process, and I'm just really drawing everything in because, like I said, it can get really, really, really boring. So the purpose of this is just so that you guys can have a realistic idea of what it looks like step by step. So I typically leave my baking on while I'm doing my contour. That way, I'm not just sitting around waiting, not getting anything done in the meantime. So with my contour, it generally takes me about 10 minutes. So it's all about, finding the correct timing. I find if I leave it on for about that time or a little longer, that's when I get really the best highlight. When I leave it on for a shorter amount of time, it usually comes out looking a little ashy. So it just depends on the product you're using, your face, how you apply it, how much you apply, all of that stuff. So again, it's just experimentation. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe away all of that baking powder and just go ahead and finish off my face. So what I'm doing is I'm adding on my highlight by Gerard Cosmetics in Lucy, which I love to death. It's a rose gold color. So it really looks so beautiful and natural on deeper skin tones, and on lighter skin tones, it's very, very feminine and romantic. I love Fix Plus. You need it in your life. And there's the finished look. Then we're just going to go ahead and add our lippy, which is Kat Von D Bow and Arrow, which is such a great nude for my skin tone. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. I appreciate you watching. Comment below, let me know what you think, and let me know what you guys want to see in the future. Bye!